In our first reading, we heard the Lord God tell the shepherds of Israel, and the shepherds in this case are not the lads who are out tending actual flocks of sheep, but these are the chief priests, the Pharisees, the Sadducees, and all people in charge at the temples at those times, the synagogues. And he says, you will no longer be in charge of my sheep, for you are fleecing my flock. You are allowing my sheep to stray, meaning they are not following the covenant. They are not following Moses' law. You are letting them stray and letting them be eaten by every wild beast, every other god that comes along. And he ends with, I will shepherd my own flock. And in saying that, he sets the stage for Jesus' coming. And then our psalm. Our psalm is the perfect psalm for that first reading. The Lord is my shepherd. There is nothing I shall want. Saint Peter describes Jesus as a shepherd, the one who came to save his straying sheep. By bearing the sins of the sheep, Jesus freed us from sin. Due to Jesus' death, we have returned to our shepherd, the guardian of our souls. St. John described Jesus not only as the shepherd, but also as the door through which the flock enters. St. Matthew describes Jesus as the gate through which all of the flock enters into the field. Unfortunately, just as Jesus said in the Gospels, many fake shepherds have entered to rob and exploit the Lord's flock. They are not interested in the flock. Their interests have been in climbing the ladder for their own advancements, politics, or money. But the flock always recognizes who the good shepherd are and who are the false ones, the thieves and the robbers. Sheep being sheep, some are more astute than others. Some simply chew and follow the tail ahead of them. These latter sheep, these are how the false shepherds, the false prophets, are allowed in, and how they can fleece one. You see where some aphorisms and idioms originated, eh? You can see how the false prophets can steal the fleece and the little wealth by falsely promising greener pastures. Give your fleece for salvation, these false shepherds promise, and then they live in luxury while giving nothing to the flock, allowing them to die in floods, hurricanes, and earthquakes. But the false shepherds left on one of their airplanes. A good shepherd is distinguished by his or her flock. A flock flourishes because the shepherd listens, guides, and cares for the sheep. The sheep entrust themselves only to those shepherds who are similar to Jesus Christ, the Good Shepherd. In this respect, the flock never errs. Only those shepherds who are like Jesus elicit confidence in their flock. Jesus' style must be the pastor's style. There is no other. That style was spelled out by St. Peter. Jesus suffered for the sheep so we could follow in his footsteps. He never returned insult for injury. That is meekness. Meekness is one of the signs of a good shepherd. If a pastor is not meek, he is hiding something, for meekness makes oneself seen as he or she is, without defences. A good shepherd tenderly draws near each sheep and knows each one's name. He takes care of each one as if it were the only one. In fact, if at the end of the day the shepherd realizes that one sheep has not returned, he will go out in search of it, notwithstanding how tired he is. This is the Good Shepherd. This is Jesus Christ. The image of the shepherd, the flock, and of the sheep is an Easter idea. They're us, an Easter hymn, which calls the newly baptized newborn lambs and calls them to come into the flock. This is the church Jesus wants. Jesus takes care of this, his church. Therefore, on this week, this day, and every Sunday, it is a beautiful week with our shepherd imagery before us. It is a week of peace, tenderness, meekness, because our shepherd is taking care of us. The Lord is my shepherd. There is nothing I shall want.